Hi, I'm Danielle, and in my work as a coach, I talk with leaders, managers, directors, and executives who are incredibly good at what they do. They're smart, strategic, and experienced. But again and again, I hear the same thing when they talk about what's hard. It's not about the technical side of the work. It's not about the data, the deadlines, or even the high-stakes decisions. It's people. It's the direct report who can't seem to move forward. The colleague who questions their every move. The leader they report to who zigs and zags and pulls the team in different directions from one day to the next. This is when even the most talented leaders start to feel unsure of themselves, not because they aren't capable, but because they haven't been taught how to lead through the emotional landscape of work. And this is where emotional intelligence comes in. So what is emotional intelligence exactly? At its core, emotional intelligence, or EI, is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions, and the ability to understand and influence the emotions of others. It's being able to say, I'm frustrated, and still show up grounded. It's noticing that someone in a meeting is shutting down and then adjusting your approach in real time. It's choosing connection over control, especially when things get hard. In short, it's a skill that helps you navigate the human part of the relationship. We spend years developing our IQ, our cognitive intelligence, and that gets us into roles, earn degrees, land jobs. But once you're in the room, IQ only gets you so far. What drives real leadership success is emotional intelligence, how you communicate, how you build trust, how you respond under pressure. In fact, research has shown most leadership competencies that predict performance are based on emotional and social intelligence, not IQ. As artificial intelligence continues to reshape the workplace, the one thing it can't replicate is human connection. Emotional intelligence is only becoming more important. Leaders with high emotional intelligence do things differently. They don't just manage tasks, they inspire people. They create psychological safety, which leads to high-performing teams. They bounce back from setbacks. They communicate with clarity and empathy. They build strong, meaningful relationships that people remember. The boss you loved working for probably had high emotional intelligence. The one that drained you likely didn't. So let's talk about what emotional intelligence is made of. There are 4 key areas. First, self-awareness. This is the foundation. It means understanding your emotions, strengths, blind spots, and values. It's the ability to pause and say, what's really going on with me right now? When you have that kind of self-knowledge, you don't just react, you respond with intention. Second, self-management. This one's tough. Can you stay calm when you're anxious? Can you resist the urge to lash out when you're frustrated? Can you pivot when a plan changes without spiraling? Self-management is about staying grounded. And let's be real, in today's fast-paced, high-stakes environments, this matters now more than ever. Third, social awareness. This is empathy in action. It's tuning in to what others are feeling, even when they don't say it out loud. It's listening, noticing, and caring. You don't just get the facts, you get the people. And fourth, relationship management. This is where it all comes together. Can you handle conflict with grace? Can you give feedback without shutting someone else down? Can you lead a team that feels seen, supported, and challenged? It's not about being liked. It's about being effective and building relationships that are honest and resilient. Now, a quick note on what people call soft skills. Soft skills like communication, flexibility, collaboration, and empathy are often treated as nice to haves, but they're the hardest to master and the most expensive to get wrong. You can teach someone to run a report, analyze a budget, build a spreadsheet, but teaching them to manage through a difficult conversation or not take things personally, that's far more complex. And that's why emotional intelligence isn't soft. It's strategic. The good news, it's trainable. EI isn't something you either have or you don't. It's a set of abilities, and you can build them at any stage of your life or career. In fact, most of the people I coach already have some emotional intelligence. They just haven't named it or focused on it or learned to use it intentionally in their leadership. Often it starts small, pausing before responding, being curious instead of reactive, checking in with yourself before checking out of a tough situation. One final thing I'll say is this: emotions are contagious. If a leader is anxious, frustrated, or disengaged, that energy spreads to the team. Performance goes down, morale drops. But when a leader is centered, curious, and grounded, that spreads too. Your emotional state as a leader matters more than you know. A leader with low emotional intelligence might get short-term results, but over time, they drain the organization. So if you're thinking, this is an area I want to grow, that's already a step toward more effective leadership. Emotional intelligence is not a bonus skill. It's the thing that elevates your influence, your impact, and your relationships at work and beyond. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, I'd love for you to like or subscribe or leave a comment. Let me know, which part of emotional intelligence do you want to develop this year?